Hello there. I wanted to put out this video to show drivers that with a positive attitude and a little bit of common sense, it is very easy to still make a lot of profit doing Uber and Lyft. I primarily focus on Lyft. So before I get to the main topic, which is how to cultivate a private client and what it can lead to, I wanted to start by showing you the vehicle I drive. So this is the back of my business card. It's a picture of my vehicle. Obviously, it describes the vehicle. It describes the main options it has, although there are a lot more. And this is the front of my business card. Obviously, I blacked out phone numbers, but it's very simple. As you can see, it shows my history, 30,000 rides with Uber and Lyft. That's increased significantly since I bought these cards. Professional, insured, on time, receipts available upon request, and I also accept cash. So 1,000 of these cards cost me about $30, and I designed the card myself. So now I want to show you some history. So these are my current stats with Uber. I do not drive Uber much. Matter of fact, my last ride with Uber was September 27th, and I am recording this on October 20th. You could see my total trips, how long I've been with Uber, star rating, cancellation, and acceptance rate. Now you can come over to Lyft. 12,000 plus rides, 5-star rating, 7.8 years. So why do I show you this? I show you this because I want people to understand that I think we will all stipulate that Uber and Lyft are despicable companies. But what I'm about to show you is that maintaining a positive attitude and really having a business sense can still lead to extreme profits. I know you all won't agree with me, and that's fine. I look forward to reading comments and answering some of them. What I'm about to show you has nothing to do with the kind of car that I drive. And I just want to tell you that I bought this car secondhand. The sticker was $55,000. That was too much. The economics didn't work. I waited 3 months till I got my price of $26,000 for this vehicle. That made the economics work. I called the dealer every Friday for 13 weeks until he finally said yes. And that's because I wasn't desperate for a car, but the car was on his lot for 7 months. So he obviously realized that nobody was buying it. The car is in immaculate condition. They let me take it to my mechanic before I purchased it. And my mechanic said he would buy it if I didn't. And I've been with this guy for 20 years. So I'm not sure why this car sat so long, but their loss is my gain. I have put 100,000 miles on it. And knock on wood, other than tires, no maintenance at all. So now I want to tell you a little quick story. So I am an elite driver with Lyft. A lot of people don't agree with that, but there are a myriad of benefits that come with that. One of which is early access to scheduled rides. So my private client Quest lives off of that. So in early November of 2024, I claimed a ride on Lyft Comfort, a reservation, that was paying me $7.50 to Fort Lauderdale Airport, which is 4.2 miles from this person's home. Now, to most people, you would laugh and look for another ride. Well, let me tell you what this led to. She paid $20 for a ride that I was paid $7.50 for. Had a conversation with her on the way. Turned out she was an executive for a Fortune 500 company. But she took the job when she lived in Dallas. Now she lives in Fort Lauderdale, so she just travels there on her own dime. So I told her, look, I can do the ride for $15. Again, you guys might laugh, but I just doubled my revenue that Lyft was paying me for this ride, and now I have a private client. What I'm about to show you is my bank statement of all her payments to me since October of last year. Now, I can do this 15 times over. Yes, they wouldn't all be as unbelievably lucrative as this turned out to be, but there is never a ride, even at $7.50, that's $1.50 a mile. That's a very profitable ride. Now that she's my private client, I'm driving her 4 miles for $15. That's $3 and change a mile. That's profit. But wait, there's more. So she pays through PayPal. And what I did is I took my bank statement on my computer and I pulled up all of her transactions. You could see the first one at $11.25.24. So $15 is what I charged her because it was out of her pocket. You'll see some big ones in there. On January 10th, she asked me to drive her on a 90-mile trip, round trip. That was the $300. There was another long trip a few days later. That was $450. That's the first page. This is all one person. And this is the next page. Now you'll see somewhere down the middle it went up to $34. Now I'm getting $34 to drive her 4.2 miles. Why did it go up? She got promoted to the C-suite in her company, and now she could expense her rides, and she told me that she wanted to be charged Lyft black price, and she wouldn't take no for an answer. So now you see a bunch of 34s. The bigger numbers are personal rides, and this takes us through today. So in 11 months on this one client, my revenue is $2,552. I have amassed a portfolio of between 120 and 130 private clients. You can do the math. Now, I only tell you this because, again, there is nothing profitable that you guys should turn down. You can still make a ton of money. If you have questions about insurance, I live in Florida. Commercial insurance is not required. I don't care what people tell you. I have sat with my insurance agent, who's been my agent for 32 years. I have a TNC endorsement, which costs me $400 every 6 months. And I keep $1 million of liability, which is better than Uber and Lyft because it pays you all time and the deductible's only $1,000. Now, the insurance costs me about $1,600 every 6 months. And then you got $400 for the TNC endorsement. Now, that might seem like a lot of money, but it's a very small investment in your business. If you take $2,000 and let's say you only do 50 trips a week, it might cost you $1 a ride for the insurance, but your clients are protected. If people continue to be negative, you will fail. There is no secret to success in life, and there is no secret to failure. And again, as bad as these companies are, they just make it easier for you to steal their clients. And the best part is, you can definitely profile people. Not any illegal way, but there are times I'll talk to people, and if I don't get a good vibe, I won't give them my card. Doesn't matter what kind of person they are, what gender they are, what race they are. You just got to feel them out. And when I give them my card, I tell them, I will never contact you again. I don't have your contact information, but my Zelle number is my phone number. So that's just, it's not a hack. There's a lot more I want to share with you guys if you're interested, but there are some things I can't because we all know who watches these videos, and I can't give away things that they might know exist, not know exist, and then they sort of disappear. So I hope you enjoyed the content, and have a wonderful day.